Hi, I'm Rose Cushing, host of Carolina Hoofbeats TV. Today we're in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Arabian Sport Horse Nationals, and with me is my co-host, Lee Carey Chase. Say hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Lee is going to be the editor of Southeast Hoofbeats magazine, and she's going to be helping me a lot with the TV show. So I hope you'll enjoy watching.
Good afternoon. I'm here today at the 13th Annual Arabian Sport Horse Nationals in Raleigh, North Carolina. My name is Lee Carey Chase, and I'm here with Glenn Petty, the Executive Vice President of the Arabian Horse Association. Good afternoon, Glenn.
Good afternoon. Good to have you here with us.
Thank you very much. Are you enjoying your time here this week at the Sport Horse Nationals?
Absolutely.
Great, great. Have y'all had any complications with the weather?
Actually, it's just starting to be a little breezy. Our biggest complication, we have a 30,000 square foot clear span tent on the grounds that we had 150 stalls under. We'd filled up everything the state fair had, so we had to put that up. Well, about midweek, we got a call from the tent company, and some models were showing the hurricane coming across Raleigh, and they couldn't take the gamble, so they said they had to take the skin off. And I said, Sunday night about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock will work fine. Said, you do not understand. 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, we will have a crew there. So we had 150 stalls under the tent, and thank goodness the North Carolina State Fairgrounds has the flexibility and in this case, the covered arena that we were using for schooling. And so we moved stalls out of the tent under that arena. And in the meantime, a lot of the exhibitors' friends had tack stalls, and so they cleared out tack stalls, and so about 60 stalls of the 150 found friends that could be consolidated. So we ended up putting the State Fairgrounds crew, and I cannot say enough for them, put up 100 stalls under the covered arena, ran power, ran water, and it was, except for a little disruption on, I think, Thursday morning, it was an extremely smooth transition, and it worked.
Very lucky for that matter. So the fact that you had to bring in a tent and temporary speaks a lot, volumes literally, for this show. How many horses and spectators and exhibitors have you estimated?
Well, we fill 715 stalls, and I had a good friend of mine, Carlisle Teague, who retired as Director of Communications for the Department of Agriculture a few years ago, came by to see me, and I took him on a golf cart ride. And it's always great to look at license plates. We have horses here from all over the United States, Canada, Washington State, Oregon, California, and of course a lot from Florida and Georgia and South Carolina. And one of the barns that we use, the F barn, the show, the North Carolina State Championship show, which is following us, the saddle horse show, is not going into F barn. So our exhibitors that are from down where the hurricane is now are being allowed to stay a few days until the storm passes and they can go home. So the State Fair has been wonderful to work with us, and I can't say enough for the support that the North Carolina State Fairgrounds has given us.
That's great. It's probably also brought a lot of revenue for the city as well. And I understand this is the second year that this horse show has been at this location. Do y'all foresee coming back in the future?
Well, it's up for bids, and we rotate this show with the West Coast. We go east of the Mississippi, west of the Mississippi, and next year we will be in Nampa, Idaho, and so that contract is up too. So we'll be looking at RFPs to see if we come back here.
Very good. Thank you. I know you've been certainly extremely busy this week with the weather and just running this 700 plus horse show, to say the least. But are there any highlights that you'd like to include, that maybe some classes or horses or riders that you saw this week?
Well, this is a very for the Arabian breed, the sport horse divisions were in with U.S. Nationals, and that show is in October in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and right now we're almost 4,000 stalls for that show. We're the second largest event next to the State Fair in Tulsa, and but we spun. And I think actually this is the 15th year. We spun the Sport Horse Show out of U.S. Nationals, and so this is hunter jumper, dressage. We had 3 rings of dressage, and then in the main indoor ring we rotated between carriage driving and sport horse in hand and under saddle. So it's all these divisions grew too large to continue to be part of U.S. So, and the people that show in sport horse are generally 1, 2, 3 horse people, and they tend to not travel as far or ship commercially the way that a lot of our larger stables do. So it works better for us to be east of the Mississippi and then west of the Mississippi. And we're having a big debate now. Do we go to the middle of the country and stay in one spot? And pretty much the consensus of our exhibitors are that we like the rotation. And so that's what we think we're going to continue to do. We will be looking at maybe a central spot, but I think we do a survey with the membership after the exhibitors after every show, and it has been pretty overwhelming that they want us to continue to rotate.
Well, I've certainly heard a lot of compliments from all the exhibitors around on the grounds today. They're very complimentary of how well this show has been handled and run, especially with the Hurricane Irma. So thank you very much for your time, Glenn, and
Thank
it's
you.
very nice to meet you.
And thanks for being an Arabian owner yourself.
Absolutely.
If you're interested in a career working with horses, then Martin Community College is the place for you. MCC's Equine Technology program is the only one offered among North Carolina's 58 community colleges. The program is management-oriented with classes in breeding, nutrition, training, riding, equine health, and more. Graduates can leave MCC prepared to work in recreational and racing barns, breed to discipline-oriented farms, or assistant farm management. For more information, contact Martin Community College today.
Hi, I'm Lee Carey Chase here this afternoon with Carolina Hoofbeats TV. Here talking with Lindsay Adams of Charlotte, North Carolina, and her horse Dream Machine.
Hey, I'm Lindsay out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This is my horse Dream Machine. It's a 4-year-old purebred Arabian filly that I have here. At the show, I also have a 2-year-old purebred gelding here, and a former horse of mine who's won some of these accomplishments here, PA San Antonio, is at the show as well.
We're at the 13th Annual Sport Horse Nationals for the Arabian horse. And Lindsay, I personally know and has had Arabians for a very long time, but I'm curious, what got you over to the sport horse arena?
Well, actually, it all started with the horse PA San Antonio that I had. He's a Western Pleasure horse, which is mostly what I do. She's a Western Pleasure bred mare as well. And didn't quite match the Western Pleasure mold. And I thought maybe he would do good over jumps. And 12 national championships later, he's doing pretty good over the jumps.
I'd say. Had you ever been a jumper before?
We all kind of jumped when we were kids, but I wouldn't say that was anything that was, supervised well. So I went over things, if that answers your question.
Very good. Are there any other disciplines that PA San Antonio has excelled in?
We were undefeated in showmanship. We did that. We did the in hand. He's a double national champion, sport horse geldings in hand. We were East Coast Reserve Champion in Western Pleasure as a 5-year-old, and we actually won Western Pleasure side saddle on him too. So
he's quite accomplished.
Yeah. But
now we have Dream Machine, also known as Chloe, in the picture. What does the future hold for this bright young star?
Well, we hope that quite a bit will be in her future. Probably going to go back into training next year. She's Region 12 Spotlight entry so she can win some money back for me, and we all like to kind of feed the beast, so to say, with horse showing, so any money you can get back is great. And then probably as a 5-year-old, we'll go to the U.S. Nationals in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and compete in the maturity that we have there, which is a great program AHA offers.
Very good. And what did you show Chloe in here at the Sport Horse Nationals?
We debuted in Western Dressage at the Sport Horse Nationals, and it was a great learning experience. We learned that it is not like Western Pleasure. So we learned a lot. Those ladies were great down there and had a lot of fun.
Good. Well, good luck to you in your future endeavors with Chloe. I understand she is only 4, so she is just getting her start. And will we be seeing you at further Sport Horse National competition?
Oh yeah, we love coming to the Sport Horse Nationals. We love competing. I'm looking for another hunter jumper horse, and going to try to find one of those and then be back hopefully go over the jumps again.
Lindsay, what award are you most proud of that you have won?
Oh, wow. That's a good question, really good question. I think it would have to be my very first reserve national championship in 2015 on PA San Antonio. It was the Open Hunter Hack. I was in there with Oration, who's actually a Breyer horse. And it was like a 24 horse class. It was a professionals class. I'm an amateur. And the way that they called it is they called the top 8, and then they called the last, 2, but they called it out of everybody. So I actually left the ring because they didn't call my number out of the top 8. And I was like, oh, well, we gave it a good try, and I'm out, leaving. And they announced me as reserve national champion in the company of Breyer horses and professionals. And I lost it. I just started crying and, couldn't believe it. It was a really, really special win.
Wow, that is very special, especially on your way back to the stalls.
Yes, exactly. That's always great. Wait, come back. You got a trophy.
And what is on your bucket list for your accomplishments?
Well, I love the reining. I think that would be awesome to do. The Western stuff is kind of in my blood, so doing some reining or some ranch pleasure stuff, which is kind of getting really hot right now. I'd love to find a cool horse to do that with. I think that would be super cool, and the athleticism that goes into the reining and that division, I love it. I think those are super cool horses.
Well, thank you for your time, and congratulations and good luck.
Thank you so much, Lee. Thank you.
Hey, my name's Brian Barefoot, 11-time International Finals rodeo qualifier. I rodeoed for a living all over the country, and I've fed about every type of feed there are. When I come home, I wanted to come talk to Paul Dunn at Mill City Feeds and come up with a better feed for my performance horses. That resulted in Maximum Prime horse feed. It's got alfalfa, probiotics, beet pulp, everything that performance horse is looking for. So if you need a feed for your performance horse, come see Paul Dunn.
Hi, I'm Lee Carey Chase, here this afternoon at the 13th Annual Arabian Sport Horse Nationals in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm here today with Claire Nicholson and her horse, You Wanna Be Me, WH, also known as Slim. And they have won 2 national championships here this weekend. Hi, Claire, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thank you. What did you win your 2 national championships in?
I won one in half Arabian, Sport Horse in Hand, Open, and one in half Arabian, 3rd level, amateur.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Those are highly competitive classes. And Slim is a half Arabian, you said?
Yes. Yeah.
What's his other half?
He's quarter Dutch warm blood, quarter Dutch harness.
Very good. And is this your first Arabian or half Arabian?
No.
No?
No. I've had many of them besides him.
And how did Slim come into your life?
So my other horse passed away, and so we decided to start horse shopping, and we were looking around, and one of our friends had seen him here previously 2 years ago, and she called my mom up and gave my mom the lady's phone number and stuff and said, call him up and see if he's for sale. And he happened to be for sale, so we went to Wellington to look at him, and he just kind of worked out. He was perfect for us. So
I actually know this horse personally, and he does have quite the personality. He's very much a ham in your pocket. So this is very coincidental that we meet again.
Yeah.
And you are from Missouri, I understand.
Yes, I am.
How far of a drive was that for you and Slim?
It was about 14 hours.
That's a very long drive. And you are in high school?
Yeah, I'm a freshman in high school.
Tell me about your future plans after high school.
I'm planning to go to college and become an animal nutritionist and possibly work at Purina or something along those lines and continue with my horses. And I want to do 25 and under Grand Prix by the time I graduate high school. So
Impressive. Is Slim going to be the horse that you do that on?
I sure hope so.
What are you most proud of winning up to now?
I'm proud of my 6 national championships or my 4th place in dressage seat equitation finals.
4th place in dressage seat equitation finals.
Yeah.
Tell me about that win.
That was with my old horse Tag, and we qualified for it, and we went to Chicago, and we just worked really hard on my equitation, and it was a very cool win. I was so excited.
Congratulations. Do you train with anybody in particular at home, or do you ride everything by yourself?
My trainer is Andy Amsden. He trains Arabian dressage horses mostly, but he has a few others.
Is he at this show as well?
Yeah, he's somewhere around here.
We wish you good luck in all your future competition with Slim, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'd like to invite everybody to Benson Mule Days this year. We've really changed up things. We're going to have our mule show as usual. It's going to be 36 events, last all day long. And that night at the rodeo, we're going to have a street dance after the rodeo. Also, all day Friday downtown, we'll have music for you. Saturday night at the rodeo, we're going to have another street dance. Sunday, we'll have a full rodeo for the family. Go look at our website and see what's going on at Benson Mule Days.
Good afternoon. We're here today in Raleigh, North Carolina at the 13th Annual Arabian Sport Horse Nationals. I'm here today with Bree Wyatt, who won a national championship today in the Arabian Half Arabian Hunt Seat Equitation over fences. Good afternoon, Bree.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great, thank you. And we're here with her horse, LV Flashpoint, also known as Flash. He is a half Arabian, half
Hackney.
Interesting cross for an over fences horse. What brought you and Flash together?
Well, it was back in 2009. I was searching on Craigslist wanting to lease a horse. I was like, you know what, Dad, the time's come. I want to lease a horse. I want to do something a little bit more. So we found him on Craigslist, and it was the first Arabian I've ever looked at. Coming from a hunter background, I've never been interested in Arabians. I'm like, okay, we'll see how it is. We'll go see him. He didn't jump at the time. He actually, I think, had been jumped maybe 3 times in his life, ever. So we started leasing him in 2009, and then 2011, his owner just gave him to me. She wanted to sell him, couldn't find a good situation, so she said, you know what, you're a great home, I know he'll be here forever, just have him. And basically from then on, he started in the Hunter Pleasure main ring. He was bred to be country English, hence the Hackney, and he flunked out, did main ring Hunter Pleasure for a while. I got him. Did it for about a year, and coming from the hunter jumper background, I was like, I want this horse to jump. So we started teaching him to jump, just me, my dad, and friends here and there. And, you know, a couple years later, this is our 3rd nationals we've been to, and we're always placing in the top 10s over fences, and it's amazing to be here with no trainers, no professional help, and I can come out on top against riders who pay thousands of dollars, work every day, ride every day, and it's a pretty amazing feeling.
Well, congratulations. I hear you're quite the talent, so having a professional to help you probably isn't necessary. I also understand this black and gold ribbon is the Good Hands Award, which is a highly credited award. Can you tell me about that?
Well, I didn't know what it was up until I got it. So after a little Googling and asking around, it appears to be an award that this bit company, I think Nur Schuler, I think I just butchered however you pronounce that, but it's a German bit company that they award this award to whoever is operating and showing a good connection with the horse, a good feel, and the horse is happy. And I know in 2015 they awarded this to Michael Desiderio at this Sport Horse Nationals, and basically it's just a rider showing a good connection with the horse and the horse is happy, and it's throughout the show committee picks someone, and I guess I was lucky enough to be that someone. I guess they think I have a good connection with my horse.
I don't think luck is the answer to that. I've seen you ride, and you're quite a beautiful, balanced, and very connected, so to speak, with Flash.
Thank you.
It obviously takes a lot of work to compete at this level. Bree, describe to me what you have done to make it to this level, to your national championship today.
Well, I have literally been chasing these roses for the past 3 years now. In 2015, we were in this class, and we had a great round, course is going great, and my final line, he was cross-cantering, and I asked him to change, and we broke to the trot, didn't even feel it. Came out of the ring, and everyone's like, oh, he broke. And I was like, oh, really? So we missed it just by a hair. And then last year, as my last year as a youth, I went to Youth Nationals, and he had never been that far. So the trailer and everything, it was just real hard on him, and he was so tired. He pulled a rail. After a beautiful course, the very last jump, it's like someone blew on it. We had walked, we had ended, and the rail fell, and they counted it. So it's just been just awful luck. And I finally had a great class today, and I finally got my trophy that I've been working so hard to get. But I mean, what it takes is, you have to be confident. You have to trust yourself, trust your horse. You have to go into it thinking, I can win this, I can do this. I've gotten this far for a reason. And you just have to trust yourself and just go in and have a good time, which is most important. And, practice makes perfect, and you can't win them all. But today I did, just my one class.
I assume you don't just ride one day a week, though.
No. This time, I've been at school for the past month, which made me really nervous coming into this because it's the least prepared that I feel. He's been in walk trot lessons twice a week at the barn with some random girl who just rides him a couple times a week. So I haven't been preparing myself so much for this show as I try to do normally. So obviously it takes a lot of preparation. I'm just very, very lucky that I can pull my horse out of the pasture, clip him up, spruce him up a little bit, and come here and win some top 10s against horses that practice every day for hours, every day, all year.
Again, I think that attributes to your talent and your connection with your horse. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dr. Kim Crivet with North Star Veterinary Hospital, and this is Dr. Sarah Robertson, and we are your equine veterinarians here at North Star Veterinary Hospital. And what I'd like to talk to you today is about vaccinations and how important they are. We vaccinate for Eastern, Western, tetanus, and West Nile as one vaccine group. The second one would be equine herpes virus, EHV, and the third would be rabies. Now, we consider a horse that has not been vaccinated in the last 6 months to be naive, meaning that it does not have any memory of any vaccines. So if you have just received a horse and don't know its vaccine history, or they said, oh, it's been up to date on vaccines, but we don't know the date, it's better to vaccinate them now and again in 3 weeks. Then your horse will have full immunity for 6 months. So what we do here at North Star Veterinary Hospital with Dr. Sarah Robertson and myself is that we'll vaccinate Eastern, Western, tetanus, and West Nile on the left neck, right here, so that if anybody's ever sore, we'll know where we gave the vaccine. Next, we'll vaccinate for rabies right here in the butt, for the fact that I like to separate my vaccines. Unless your horse doesn't like his butt being touched, then we might double up on a neck. And then the last vaccine area will be under his mane, right here. And that's where we would give the equine herpes virus. And this is a bad flu and upper respiratory problem that horses can carry. So if you're trail riding or going to the shows, the EHV is a very contagious disease that would come down with a high fever, some mucus in the nose, and it takes a long time to recover from the cough that they will develop with that disease also. So with that in mind, vaccinate your horse every 6 months. We also recommend that a veterinarian do that. We recommend that we vaccinate your horse for the fact that we warranty our vaccines. If you've received all your vaccines from us and your horse comes down with the disease that you have been vaccinated for, that we would pay for the treatment. If you buy your vaccines from a big box store, you do not know how those vaccines arrived there, if they arrived in the proper temperature and if they've been handled properly. So this is why we recommend that you get your horses vaccinated by us here at North Star Veterinary Hospital by your equine veterinarians, Dr. Sarah Robertson, and myself, Dr. Kim Crivet. Thank you very much.
Welcome to 411 New Hope Church Road in Turkey, North Carolina. This amazing equestrian compound is the prior location of renowned Carroll's Cutting Horses and is a turnkey horse facility ready to accommodate multiple families or a large equestrian operation. This ranch is comprised of approximately 485 acres. With facilities so extensive, only a site visit will confirm their magnitude. The grain bins, dog kennels, backup generators, and other assets add to the enormous equestrian campus. So call us for a complete list today. Call Gardner Reynolds or Frank Gombatz, brokers, for more information and a showing. Legacy Farms and Ranches of North Carolina, a premier marketing platform for farms, ranches, and recreational properties.